Hey everyone, it's Jason, and these are my top 3 cruise news stories of this past week, and I'm all about people taking responsibility for their own actions. But on this last story, I'm on the fence about it. So cruise story number 1, and Royal Caribbean backed up their amazing second quarter with a monster third quarter as in earnings. So they had over $1 billion in profit. Now here is a major eye-opener for me. If you take a look at it, same quarter last year, they had $33 million in profit versus $1 billion. Crazy numbers there. So when we see or think those that are booking cruises, hey, these prices seem like they've gone up. Demand feels like it's gone up. They announced that they are sailing at 110% capacity. So supply and demand, those numbers are real right there. That's why we feel that. So great quarter for them. They also paid off $750 million in debt, and they're on track to pay off $3.5 billion in debt for the quarter. Now, if you are someone that has Royal Caribbean stock, that is a key element for you because that, I believe, is holding back their stock as they owe over $20 billion in debt. And it's 3 times what they had in 2019. So that's a key number right there. And that's why we really didn't see the stock price go straight up because they blew away every number and earnings that were projected. So cruise story number 2. And if you've watched me for any time, you know I'm all about calling out cruise lines for nickeling and diming, for taking away benefits and bringing up prices. So I'm going to have to give it to Celebrity Cruises because they've actually added a benefit back to their members. So anybody that is a Elite Plus, or Zenith member, they've actually added a different kind of twist to their cocktail hour. So the way it is currently is anytime between 5 and 7, you can go to any bar and you can have cocktails. Now, there is a couple exceptions to those bars. Usually like it's a world-class bar or they're higher-end bars. But you can have cocktails during those 2 hours. They're actually going to add on a week-long cruise a venue that you can go twice a week and they're going to have a get-together. I think that's really nice. Reading through some of the comments on Cruise Critic, it seems that they used to do this in the past, pre-pandemic. Obviously, we weren't elite at that time, so I don't really remember that. And it's going to start in January 2024, and I will have to report back to you guys on how that goes because we actually do have a celebrity cruise booked in January. Very excited about that. So before I get to cruise story number 3, I would ask that you please like the video as it does help the channel grow. Also, consider subscribing as I do daily cruise news shorts and tips and tricks. I also do longer cruise videos on Saturdays and Sundays at 8 a.m. Thanks so much. So cruise story number 3, and this is one I'm gonna need your opinion on. Is it this person's fault, or is it Carnival's fault, or is it just an accident? So the story is there is a gentleman, he was on the Carnival Horizon. He had his hand caught in the door, holding the door on the balcony. Wind came up and it slammed shut and he lost his finger. It severed it. Now, if you've ever been on Carnival, a lot of their doors on their balconies are not sliding glass doors. As you know, they are actually a big, heavy door that slams shut hard. So I'm going to do a little sidebar here. Is not only did Carnival give people where they're going to slam their doors when they come into their cabins and out, they gave them another opportunity to slam the doors in and out of the balcony. I like to call it the door slammer convention. It's just ridiculous, but that's neither here nor there. So the question is basically in the lawsuit was that Carnival was liable because they were aware of this. They understood that the mechanism was flawed and it closes too hard and too fast. And that's why I don't think it has to be a fire door. I really don't believe that because on other ships you have sliding glass doors that many people just leave right open. So it doesn't have to close. I think the door that has to be a fire door is the door into the cabin. So that's an interesting thing. I don't know that for certain. If you do and you know about ship design, please feel free to inform us in the comments. Also on that is that there is 11 other incidences with a crew and passengers that this has happened. So it shows a pattern that Carnival knew about these incidences and did not fix them. So it's really interesting question. Who's at fault here? Is it Carnival? Is it the passenger? Or is it just an accident and Carnival's going to pay this guy to go away? Because let's face it, Carnival's not going to fix this issue and put in a bunch of sliding glass doors when they do dry docks. This could cost them millions of dollars. So are they just willing to just, hey, pay people to go away? Interesting question. Want to hear your comments. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for the support. It means the world to me. So until I talk to you next week, happy cruising.